and welcome back to our recap of Miss Universe and our prediction show for Miss America. I am the photographer, Paul, and my co host is Adrianna David, the model slash pageant contestant, pageant friend. Welcome to the show.
Hey, Paul.
Hey, sweetheart. Um, so, just a recap because it has been a little bit, so why don't we just get a little recap on Universe? We both had contestants make it to the top five, so we tied for our contest. And go to back into my notes um, for Universe. I should have pulled that up. I have everything else pulled up, but of course I didn't pull that up. Just give me 1 second, guys.
It's okay.
So the notes for that would be that we both had, I believe it was Thailand that made it the entire way.
Mm-hmm.
So kudos for you. So we tied. So, um, and overall, we both picked three in the first top 15. So we had a really good start. And some criticism. What did you think of the crown now that you actually seen it and it's wearing? Do you think it's a nice crown? Because there is a little bit of conjuncture that the crown is not universal like, and they're using hair clips to hold it up. So, what do you think?
I like it. I think it's pretty. Obviously, it's not like the same as the Mikimoto, but I don't know. I
But
liked
that's
the
so
one
classic
before.
too. So,
Yeah, but I also liked the one before the Mikimoto. What was it called?
oh, I
Um,
they called it like the skyscraper one, the one that
yeah, I liked that one
it wasn't bad,
before.
you know.
Yeah, but I think this is my least favorite one, but I don't like hate it. I think it's still beautiful. It's humongous, so that's cool.
I actually think it's small. I think it should wrap more around her head, but maybe the girl who's wearing it just has a bigger head. But I would think it would come down more. But maybe I'm just being picky. Um, um, some really interesting things. One, um, we now have 6 national titles that are all held by black contestants. So congratulations on that. It's the first time ever.
Mm-hmm.
United States, USA, USA Teen, America, Universe, and World. So
Wow.
that's pretty incredible. Um,
That's really
it
awesome.
is. I just wanted to point out 2 things. That one, um, the stage was a little weird. It was an H with people in the background with they had guests in the back with backlights, and they were
Yeah.
backlighting the contestants, so you saw all of their frizz. It was really weird. Did you think that was weird having the
Yeah, I
hair?
thought that was weird.
That got a lot of press, and surprisingly, um, the this the actual ratings, which I would have thought this would have done better because one, it was really live. It was in Atlanta. It got a lower rating. Now the rating has dropped for the last 6 years.
Mm.
The previous rating was 4.19, but now it went down to 382 million. That's about what 5% drop off. And it's been dropping about 5% each year. Just 6 years ago, it was 7.7 million. So I don't know if that's just a reflection on the women's movement or like a bounce back between a fallout with pageantry, but from the height of 6 years ago to 3.8, that's kind of scary. I'm concerned that I don't know if that has any reflection with what's coming up with America, which we can transition into. And one of the things I definitely want to mention before we start is Pageant Planet announced last week that they are no longer going to cover the actual national pageant. Do you want to?
for Miss
Do,
America.
yeah. Do you have any comments on that? What do you think about that?
I think it's unfortunate that Pageant Planet won't cover Miss America, but at the same time, I think there's been so much discourse surrounding the organization and really no like transparency. It seems that like something new is being found out literally every day during the competition. And I know that they actually had candidates at Miss America right now who, well, all of the candidates, I should say,
Hmm?
had to sign a document saying that they were like willing and able to undergo changes throughout the week at Miss America, um, because they didn't even know the show. And it wasn't actually explicitly said that way, but last year, one of the huge things that I went through at Miss America, since it was the first time ever doing 2.0, is that they were literally constantly changing it throughout the week because the show hadn't even been written. So this year they kind of covered their tails on that one and had all of the girls be aware that the show may be changed while they were there. But it's just, I don't know, it's just, I think the only thing that's unfair, which is the majority, is just setting girls up for something they don't even know they're doing.
Well, yeah,
I think,
I think that's anything in life is that when you don't have any kind of guideline, how are you supposed to win the game if you don't know the rules of the game?
right. Like, and they're always like, it's based on your judgment. So then, I mean, I know it's subjective anyway, because the judges are the ones that pick it, but some part of me just feels like at least their anxiety would be better if they felt like they had a true competition strategy.
No, I I just feel bad that anyone that has wanted to be part of Miss America is not getting the opportunity to compete in Miss America because it's not Miss America anymore. It's a different like it's called Miss America, but it's just not the same thing. Um, we had talked offline shortly before we started. The fun thing that I think it sounds like is that they're because the new trendy thing is like this kind of like selling yourself in front of judge of panels. They are selling it to the media as more of a Shark Tank idea, which I think
Yeah,
sounds
it's
cool.
like
What
the
do you think?
TED Talk.
Yeah.
It's like a TED Talk, and I've heard good things. I mean, they've had the past couple of nights of prelims, and people do like the TED Talk, but I think it's very easy when it's a really good one. So like it's really easy to like the strategy when a good TED Talk is performed. I don't want to say performed. It's not really. Well, I mean, I guess it is a performance,
It is
but
performance. Yeah.
when but then they were saying like it's very hard to find a good one. Like I don't know how many girls are going each night because prelims are all different this year, but say that like 20 girls went, they were like basically out of the 20 there's probably like 5 good ones and you can know which good one it is. And they like that because that is the job. Like you do tour the country and give keynote speeches and um speak behalf on behalf of your platform and your state. So that is such a requirement of Miss America, which I do like. I just think only having two main parts of the prelim competition that are both interview based. I guess there's three because there's TED Talk, talent, and onstage question. But onstage question looks basically just like the TED Talk now because usually they try to tie in their platform anyway. So I don't know. I'm interested to see the live show. I don't really know what's going to happen, but I hope for the best for those girls because they deserve to at least have a good time and to not hate their experience.
I'm just really concerned about ratings because if
Yeah.
you know, and I don't think that the average person really understands this side, but we both are on the TV side. I mean, I do photography and I do videography, and you're actually a paid actress, and you know you have roles that you're currently working in, and you know how bad ratings are. If ratings don't do well, you don't get they don't re-sign you guys up or they don't give you another contract, and they're definitely year by year, and they change the network. I mean, as we already went over, and the reason why I wanted to go over the ratings for Universe is that if if America fails, which America got really bad ratings. I don't have the ratings in front of me from last year, but the 2018 broadcast was bad for 17 compared to 17, and 18 was better than 19. So 19 was worse. If this year's worse than 19, and they got kicked off ABC and they went to NBC, I don't know if it'll even be on broadcast television next year.
Yeah,
It's
who knows what's gonna happen,
I know
honestly.
it's already on a Thursday night. It's not on a Sunday. It's the first time it's been on a Sunday, and I don't know if it's ever not been on a Sunday. It's not in that typical September time frame. It's in the middle. It's at the end of December, um, which
Yeah,
kind of makes more sense because now the actual year is it's actually the girls actually going to reign for the entire year, assuming that they will have the competition again in December. I always thought
yeah,
it was,
I don't mind that it's in December. I
no, it's
just
fine. That
think they picked a really difficult location for everyone in the world to get to. In Connecticut, there's no like in at the Mohegan Sun. I
yes,
haven't been, but it's just like people have to come from every state, and I'm sure it's hard to get to Connecticut when it's snowing. Like, what if all their family's flights are like messed up?
I well, hey, to me there is some kind of synergy because it really started in a casino town, being in Atlantic City. It's just not on a boardwalk anymore.
Well, the best
And
part about it
and
being in
but
Atlantic City is that it has all the history there. Like,
right,
there's the Miss
yes,
America statue and Boardwalk Hall, and all of the locals know Miss America because it's been there their whole lives. They have the display at the Hard Rock Hotel. It's just, it's not the same. I feel bad for the girls.
you're absolutely correct. I think that
They didn't even have a parade. Well, they did have a parade. They went to some of them, like I think 15 out of the or 20 of the girls went to the Macy's Day Parade and walked in little Miss America beanies, which I think the beanies were cute. However, that's not the show. And then they had another parade in Atlantic City earlier in the fall
I was gonna say in the
because
fall they did do the show me your shoe,
it wasn't
but it
called
was
Show Us Your Shoes Parade. It was just like a We Love Atlantic City
yeah,
parade or something.
but it was like you were saying, it wasn't the entire contestant pool.
Yeah, and like one of my favorite part, especially with all of the crud that went on last year, like being the first class to ever have 2.0, one of the best parts was the Show Us Your Shoes parade. Even though it rained, and it was still half of our favorite day because that was something we really worked hard to get.
well, I from what I was reading up on, that's a traditional like good luck thing that is known for that the parade rains on Saturday. So
Yeah.
you got the full traditional treatment of the rain on the parade. So traditionally, I guess the parade doesn't get good weather, from what the story goes. So,
Yeah.
and that parade, I absolutely agree with that. That was a great parade, and allegedly, that parade was taken away for 10 years when they moved it to Las Vegas. So it was only brought back for 5 or 6 years. The question is, what are they going to do? Because there is no long, like I said earlier, there's no long contract with the NBC broadcast, and there's no long term broad location. We, I mean, unless you know something more than I do, I mean, they just figured out in the last couple weeks that they were going to be at the Mohegan Suns because they were wondering where they were going to be. They knew it was going to be in December, but they had no idea where the actual event was going to be. So all of that drama, the
That
going.
being said,
That being said, all the drama. What we like to do, as if you listen to our prediction for universe, is to pick the top five based on the photo alone. Now, I personally have some criticism, because we both really do love America. It sounds like we don't, but we really honestly do. One, I'm really pro woman, and I it's not fair, in my appointment, that they make the photos for a national pageant black and white, and they're not even black and white. They're like it's
They're
a
like sepia. They're
sepia
like yellow,
or
yellowing.
off brown yellow, and
It's a weird filter.
yeah, and I think that they will come to like at over time they'll be like, we should have just went with normal colors. Um, but there was also, just like in Universe, where we had weird submissions based on length, like headshot or like full body shots. There are two photos, and it's not the girl, it's whoever is the director and the art director who's submitting the photos. But I don't know why Nebraska and Florida submitted the two photos. One, Nebraska is covering a majority of her face with her two hands. Now, if it was a palm competition and they were doing a hand commercial, I would say that she was by far the best hand um
Displayer.
displayer by far.
So
But
they were told to use their hands.
yeah, but
They
I
were told that it was supposed to be they were told that it was supposed to be a personality picture, that they didn't have to look at the camera, that they should use their hands, and that it should demonstrate their personality in a photo.
okay, well then I'm gonna be really mean. Okay, I'm gonna be blunt, like I said.
No, don't
Okay,
be mean.
well, I'm gonna be very blunt. Then why are you submitting Florida submitting a photo like she's just got out of the shower and she's just had a very happy morning? Why? Like that?
Yeah, I don't
That
know why Florida's hair is literally drenched in
like
I mean water maybe, is it just wet? I don't get it at all.
I would.
Maybe to remind them she's from Florida?
We're really drawing at straws.
Yeah.
I mean, really. Um, I mean,
Oh gosh,
I
poor
mean, I really,
girl.
she's really gorgeous. If it wasn't
Yeah,
for
no,
that,
she's beautiful. She's blonde and she looks so happy, but
are
her
you
hair
sure
is
she's
wet and
blonde?
all in her.
I can't tell. She's been black and white. So black and white,
Yeah,
black
no,
and
it's
white.
light. It's a lighter color. It could be light brown, but
I mean, if it was Tinder, if this was a Tinder competition, I would say that she should put that on her Tinder. But this is for Miss America, and Miss America is supposed to be the person that you bring home. That is the girl you bring home to your mom and dad that you would want to get married to. And that photo more is better if you want to be USA, because the USA girl is the girl that wants to be the model and be super successful and rich. I just think if it's remember when we were talking about knowing your competition. I don't think the people that are representing her and giving her advice are representing her well. But
right.
it's not her, it's not the girl, it's the pose, and it's not. So I really hope that if Florida hears, I love you, I think you're gorgeous, I have no personal gripe. I think that the people behind you aren't helping you. That said, I will start if that's okay, or do you want to start, Adriana?
Go ahead. Let's do it.
I love North Carolina. Um,
Really? I haven't seen. Let me see.
she's one of the only black young ladies that
Oh yeah,
just look
actually she's so
fabulous.
cute. She was one of my honorable mentions. She's not in my
She's
top
got
5, but she's one
Adriana's
of my
notable small earrings. She's got her hair blown out. I actually
Mhm.
don't even think she has a wig on. I think that's her natural hair, but I could be wrong. Adriana would be the expert
She
there.
has some extensions in it probably, but it is her hair. It's just straight.
Okay, good. I'm really bad about that. I really do want to encourage any African American or anyone who doesn't have naturally straight hair to wear the hair. Don't be don't feel that you have to put a perm on or you have to straighten it for white Western society. You are beautiful the way you are. But she's just super cute and she looks like she would be, and seeing that, I'm not trying to point fingers, but seeing that there's a lot of African Americans. I would have to say there's probably going to be a big chance that there'll be an African American crown. I don't know
Yeah,
if there's like,
definitely
I don't know
everyone's.
what it. I don't. I'm not trying to point fingers or say that there's a something going on, but like you go from zero title holders to everyone is African American or color based. That just sounds really, really interesting.
It's definitely the time. I would hope they would pick a different woman of color just because as a woman of color,
What's
I feel
wrong with
Hispanics
what's wrong with
and
Hispanic or Japanese or like
yeah, and Asian cultures and
damn.
Middle Eastern cultures. Like I'm
That's
Lebanese
the
as well,
cultures
so
that
I would
they're disrespected. That's the cultures that are never represented at a
yeah.
national level, especially Hispanics and especially Japanese. Those two cultures, we put those two cultures in jail during World War II, and so you know, don't get me started. But like,
Yeah.
I would love to see more opportunities for all multicultural. It's just like to me, it's just there's something going on. But BSMA, I think she's fabulous. She's in. She's my first pick for top five. What do you think is your first pick for top five?
California.
California.
I think this because she is a woman of color, she's Asian, and also I think her headshot I kind of did it based on like headshot and their what the kind of like the energy they're exuding
Mm-hmm.
and what I think would align with the Miss America 2.0 brand. I don't think they're going for someone beautiful. I think that it's just not going to be what's in the cards. They're doing this TED Talk thing. I think they want the girl to be relatable. So California's first, and she's an Asian woman that has a great smile, and she seems nice. And her name's Eileen Kim, and I think that she looks like someone Miss America would consider with this new movement.
Do you think the judges are instructed to pick the person who's smarter than the person who looks like if they got it down to the top three and the
Well,
one
I
person
think
super
now I think the way the competition is structured, they're going to be forced to pick the woman that's the best speaker
okay,
because all they're doing is speaking.
true.
So I don't think beauty is really even like a topic of discussion. Like they're only wearing evening gowns in their introduction and in their onstage question. Like they don't have an evening gown.
I
They
know.
don't have a swimsuit. It's not really about beauty anymore. So honestly. I mean, I don't think they're explicitly saying that. I just think since the competition's so different that the girl that is pretty or the prettiest, like beauty isn't necessarily a factor anymore. They're all pretty, you know?
Well, we haven't I haven't seen an announcement on what the final judges are, but what I didn't bring up, which I should have,
There's only 3 judges.
yes, but have they announced if the genders? Is it all female?
They're all women. That's the thing I no, actually they have a male judge. It's I don't
Okay,
know how to say his name, but he's from Queer Eye. He's
okay,
in the LGBTQ
that's
community,
fine.
but
I think that's more than qualified. What really upset me at Universe last
was
week
that
is
they're all
they're all
women.
women. Now, I did like that they included last year's Miss America for the first time
Yeah.
ever.
Yeah, that's
Um,
cool that
but
Cara was there.
I don't know how. No disrespect, but women are 50% of the world population, and when you exclude 50% of the world population, then how do you expect the male population to have any interest in your product?
Right.
And to me, it was just like you don't have to have a football player be the judge. You could have like this gentleman from Queer Eye. That's more than qualified. I mean, it's not that he's
Mhm.
gay, but he does fashion.
Yeah.
I've seen his show where he actually goes on the Today Show and talks about how he puts together his closets and he puts together his clothes and he has a whole um, show on that. So that's more than qualifying. I just like how do you disclose? Okay, so
Yeah,
at
I
least I'm okay. So I'm really that's a cool thing. Okay, so we have two women, one male. Okay, cool. So that's cool. All right, but are you okay with three judges, or are you just blown away by that?
I'm just in shock.
Okay.
I just feel like I don't know what the competition is anymore. I think 3 people, I mean, it's still an odd number, but that's just not enough opinions to pick someone, I don't think.
But I think Universe had 7, so seven's too much too, right?
That's a lot. Yeah, maybe I like 5.
Yeah, 5 sounds. It has to be an odd number because you have to have one person that can overrule. Someone has to be the head judge. So
Mhm.
okay, so my second
Okay,
pick,
next. Yeah,
yeah,
what's your next
my
one?
second pick is Emily, and she is from the great state of Iowa, of Indiana.
Iowa.
In, oh no, I'm sorry, Ohio. A L O L L L O
No, Iowa.
Iowa Iowa Lowa. I'm sorry, Iowa.
IOWA.
Yeah, Iowa. Ah. If you haven't listened to our show, I have a severe reading disorder, guys. It's not an excuse, but yeah, she's
It's
fabulous.
totally fine.
She's a
Yeah,
she
honestly,
is.
now that you're saying her, I didn't have her on my radar, but this is a good photo. She looks very happy and nice.
I love the sweater. She looks totally down to earth. Um, she looks like that typical. She's got the small earring, which I know you love, so it kind of fits in all of that. I love her hairstyle, and I love just that homey vibe that she gives off. But she's super
Yeah,
cute.
she's very comfortable. My second one is Oregon.
Oregon.
Oregon, I think, has the best, like, sultry theory. It's not sultry because she's in like a button down, like a working shirt, but she has this like serious face that looks like she's literally gonna do whatever is going on in her brain. Let me click on it. I can tell you her platform. This photo makes me think that STEM powered, inspiring the next generation of female engineers and scientists, which is her social impact initiative, is going to be in her 2020 campaign. I just feel like this is such a determined photo, and it's very different than all the other ones. And also, she's a woman of culture, of color. I think her culture is I think she's from India. Um, Shivali is her name. Shivali. So I'm a fan of her, and I think she'll match the brand.
Well, I do like if she does well like that. That'd be a great multicultural Miss America. So, and
I agree.
I don't think they've had anyone of
They've
Indian.
had Nina Davalari, who is from India, but that's it.
Okay, so she would only be the second person. That's great. My
And
third.
I like her, just to note, because I
Go
always talk
go.
about
Yeah,
earrings.
go.
I always talk about earrings, and this earring I think is perfect amount of bling, but still subtle.
Well, I think that's from the girls that I've picked, they've all gone very subtle earrings. So I don't know if that was an overall
Yeah, it was definitely a
consensus.
direction. Yeah.
Yeah, consensus. All right, so my third one will be Colorado. She's got the typical big Texas hair. She does have, for Miss America, big earrings, but they're very stringy, drawn out ones. And she has more of a Miss USA kind of face, but there was something that drawed me in. I love her eyebrows. I liked her eyelashes. Um, it's a typically a photo that the way I would photograph someone. But
Yeah,
I
it
don't.
looks like a very standard pageant photo.
Yeah, but I thought it was good. Now, the one thing that we were talking about, the hands things. There's no hands in the photo, so um, that might be a criticism. But I love that we get to see her collarbone. A lot of the girls are hiding their collarbone in their photos completely. Um, so she's just a very cute girl. So
Hmm.
Colorado,
My next one is Rhode Island.
Rhode Island.
She's just so pretty. I don't, it's not really because of her. I think she's honestly one of the most naturally pretty ones of the group. And, well, the next one I'm going to pick is really pretty too. But I just think Rhode Island looks like a sweet girl. I love her eyelashes, um, and her makeup and her simpleness. But I think she looks really sweet and pretty. And maybe Hispanic. I don't know that though. I can't tell because it's a sepia black and white photo. How am I supposed to tell who these people are when all the photos are the same?
Can we just take? Can we? Can we start a petition saying that sepia is
Yeah,
not is not
not the way to
acceptable?
go.
Well, can we just say for competitions that they need to be in some kind of color,
Yeah, I know, right?
or you can have it the way you want, but then can we double click and can we see
Yeah,
the
like
color?
once you click on it, it
It goes
becomes
to color.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm
That's a
like,
good idea.
why? Okay.
Yeah. Okay, who's your next one?
We are totally being a pain today. Okay. I think she's just gonna do well because it's in the same state, Connecticut. She's that typical New Yorker girl kind of look. She looks high fashion. She looks really smart, intelligent. She has that blonde. I assume it's blonde hair. With that. To me, it looks like it's a dirty blonde kind of look
Mm-hmm.
with the French nail look. Um,
We picked completely different people.
I know. Well,
This is so funny
to me, it was really hard because I'm
because
really,
I did not pick Connecticut.
yeah. I really had a hard time looking at these girls because I don't think I'm gonna have. I mean, I might be wrong, but I don't think I'm gonna have anyone in top five because excuse me. I don't think I'm gonna have anyone in top five because um, if what you've heard through the grapevine through the girls is correct, um, if they pick it like based on really what it should be based on is their talent and everything. Girls like Virginia, who has awesome talent but a very average photo, is going to do very well. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Virginia has been on Ellen and in the last year, and she had a phenomenal. I don't know if you saw it, but she had a phenomenal presentation at prelims. So
Mm-hmm.
um, that's why I'm really with Pageant Planet that like they're really it's not a fair competition, and we addressed that. So all
Mm-hmm.
right, so I'm curious to know what is your number four?
My number 4 is Tennessee.
Tennessee, the only 10 I see.
Yes, she's African American. She was honestly, you picked South Carolina. I was deciding between Tennessee and South Carolina. I think the reason I chose Tennessee was because she looks a little bit older and like a little bit more mature. South Carolina, not that like being young or happy and bubbly is a bad thing, but South Carolina looks very happy and bubbly, and I think that Tennessee maybe just had a more mature vibe in this photo, so that's why I ended up picking her.
Well, I agree with you that North Carolina has a really over the top. She's way too young. I think she can't be more than 19.
Yeah, she
So
looks so young.
so maybe Tennessee will. To, I mean I don't mean to be this way, but like they're gonna pick the best African American. They're gonna pick the best because just the way they are statistically wise. So there's
Well, and
definitely.
honestly, if we're gonna talk about out of the African American women in general, I think Texas is who's my number 5 choice. I think she's gonna win. Like if they pick a
I
woman
love
of
her
color,
hair, and I think
yeah.
that her teeth gap is so relatable and so
Hmm.
like cute. I hope they don't.
Yeah,
I hope they don't ever convince her to get um, teeth brackets and to mess with that because
yeah.
that's like
Texas also plays the flute, so she has a rare talent.
okay. So honorable mention is Texas for you. Well,
No, she's my number 5
oh, she's
actually.
your number five. Okay,
Yeah, I kind of jumped. I did both my 4 and
that's
5, but
fine.
they're right next to each other on the website.
That's fine.
Tennessee and Texas are my number 4 and 5.
Now, is there
And I
any?
think Texas could win. If Texas gets in the top 5, I think she's going to win.
Okay. Now, in all sincerity, Texas is your second home. So, is there any
Yeah, I
is there
know.
any is there any is there any allegiance there, or is it just happened because?
No, it's really based on what I've heard, and I saw her performance, and she seems really genuine, and obviously she goes with the whole movement of women of color and the natural hair, so I just think she has a really good shot.
Okay, so for my number 5, I'm going with Mississippi Mary.
Mississippi.
She
I
has that
didn't
cute
actually.
little finger to the side. She's got the little
Paul,
little.
all of your everyone you chose were the girls that did original pageant
I
photos.
know. I told you.
All of these photos are like so good of each girl that Paul picks. They're like they're the not cookie cutter pageant photos, but they're like great photos of these girls.
Well, that's why I'm the photographer and you're the talent. So, and that's why I like. That's why when we're doing movie reviews, I love to have Yvonne on because Yvonne sees something different from an actor's perspective, and I maybe if you ever get to be a slow actor, we could do it as well, um, and it's always good because I see it as a videographer and as a photographer. I see it in a different way where you're gonna see it from a totally different. This is why I love the little banter we have back and forth because also I'm a guy, you're a girl, so I'm looking at it a totally different way, and there's no way
Right.
to remove gender from this conversation. So to
Hmm.
recap, Adrian has California, Oregon, Rhode Island, Tennessee, and Texas. I have Mississippi, Connecticut, Colorado,
Iowa.
Iowa, and North Carolina. I don't know why I'm having a hard day with that. So sorry. Okay, so I hope you guys tune in tonight. Make sure that you watch it. Um, pray
And I
for the
want to
girl.
say good luck
Yeah,
to Caitlin Stew Pie, Miss Maryland 2019. You're awesome. You're gonna kill it. Just enjoy yourself.
I do. I do
And
hope. My only suggestion is when please hold the flag properly. Um, whoever.
wait, they have to hold a flag?
Well, no, I commented on one of her friends didn't hold the flag right.
Oh, it
Um,
was upside
it was
down.
upside down. And I was like, please let them know that like the flag is upside down and backwards.
Oh
So,
no.
yep. So I just have a thing about our flag is not a universal flag. You can't have it either way. It's always the black corner to the left. It's always in that corner, and you always have the yellow corner on the far left hand side. So, um,
I didn't
flag.
did I know that? I
Yes, we
probably
went over.
Yeah, I knew that. Yeah, I knew that. My bad.
Flag etiquette in every state is important, especially in Maryland when we don't have a unified flag. So if it's upside down, it does make you look stupid as a contestant, and it does reflect on you. So as you know, when I was representing Adriana, I made sure that she looked good. So I'm just a stickler for it, and I do love her. I think that she's an incredible girl, and I hope her the best. And I hope that DC, all the girls that I interviewed this year, I really do appreciate. I appreciate Delaware. Delaware, I think, is an extremely intelligent girl. I spent an hour and a half talking to her. DC is a phenomenal woman. She
Yeah,
expressed
DC's been doing good, I think.
and she had expressed to me that she had been raped, and she wanted to use this opportunity to express how to prevent um, people from getting raped and being assaulted and how to prosecute people. So I really commend her. And her photo really does represent what her platform is. If you look at DC's photos, she looks like she's a teacher or a law student. She's got this kind of very dressed up, kind of button up shirt. And
Hmm.
her platform is to prevent and also fight the process of going after rape convictions. So I really commend her. I know it's a really hard subject to talk about, but she's a really, really, really sensitive and sweetheart. and I hope her only the best, no matter where her life takes her, because she's had a very hard life. And Delaware is just the sweetest person in the world. She to me she came off as a very intelligent woman. I hope that she got the opportunity to demonstrate that to the judges.
Amen.
Yep. Okay. Well,
Thanks so much for having me on,
no,
Paul.
no. Before Adriana goes, I want everyone to know that Adriana has a phenomenal. Okay, the reason why she got into Miss America in the first place in USA is that she has a phenomenal not-for-profit called Charities Angels. Adriana, go ahead and give your 30-second plug.
Yeah, please everybody follow Charities Angels on line at Charities Angels on Twitter and at charities.angels on Instagram. We are a nonprofit of women that party for a purpose, and we throw three to five events every year, benefiting different charities of our choice. So if you are a nonprofit and you want to throw an event, also you can email us at info@charitiesangels.org.
Also, she's still raising money for an artificial
Yes, the
bio
kidney
kidney
project.
project, which was
You
just
can also find donate to the Kidney Project, who's developing a bioartificial kidney to replace dialysis in honor of my cousin Juliana at charitiesangels.org/donate. Or you can just hit me up a message on Instagram asking about Charities Angels or the Kidney Project or anything you want to know, even pageant consulting. I'm doing that now at Adrianna C. David.
Adriana also will be in several um, uh, ongoing projects in the next year. So please stay tuned. You'll see her in the background or foreground or on small stage, big stage. So I do want you guys to look out forward to her and keep your eyes wide open. Okay. So
Thank you, Paul.
For Adriana David, the model, pageant actor, I'm your host, Paul. I will see you guys with a recap later.